The reset script for Chapter 6 has been run, and now there's a new database to practice with. So let's switch from the JPro Code database to the DB Movie database, but let's take a look at the DB Movie database to see how many tables it has. Well, it looks like it has just one table, called TBL Movie. Let's run a query to see the records from the TBL Movie table. Okay, the table's there, but it doesn't have any records yet. Let's write an insert into statement that puts exactly 4 values in to populate a single record in this table. We'll need a movie ID, a movie title, a movie runtime, and a rating. And we will enter them in that order. Now type insert into and then the name of the table. And I will put in these 4 values separated by commas. Movie 1 will be the A-List Explorers, and that will have a runtime of 96 minutes. It's rated PG-13. Let's execute this insert statement. It says 1 row affected. Now let's rerun our query. And we see we have a populated table with a single record. Now what we want to do is enter 2 more records. We can do this by using 2 insert into statements. Let's put movie number 2, and that will be a value of 2, and it's called Bonker Bonzo, 75 minutes, rated G. I'm going to put another insert into statement that'll be number 3, which will be Chumps 2 Champs, and that's 75 minutes. It's rated PG-13. Let's run both of these statements at once. Now, do I have to separate these with a go? No, because you don't need to separate DML statements with a go. Let's run this. It says 1 row affected twice, which means I should have a total of 3 records in this table. Great. So what if I want to insert 2 records? One choice is I have to run 2 insert statements, each with their own record. But can I put 2 records in one insert statement? Well, actually you can. Type insert into the table name, and then in this first set of parentheses, we'll put movie number 4, which is Dare or Die, 110 minutes, rated R. Now I'm going to put a comma and then another set of parentheses. Movie 5 is E-Gads, which is 88 minutes long, and it's rated G. Now let's see what this insert statement does. It says 2 rows affected. We should have a total of 5 records now in our table, and we do. The way we inserted those last records by putting 2 sets of parentheses into one insert statement is brand new to SQL 2008, and this is a feature called row constructors. Row constructors not only save you time, but they have a performance increase, because you can insert 2 records into one transaction, whereas before, with multiple insert statements in SQL 2005 and before, it was 1 transaction per record. Lab 6.1, Skill Check 1. Create a table named Customer in the JPro Code database. The table should contain the 5 fields you see below: Customer ID, Customer Type, First Name, Last Name, and Company Name. Once the table is created, write 5 insert statements to add the 5 customers you see in this figure. Please note, this table is named Customer, not TBL Customer. Let's say you're done and you're pretty sure you did the skill check spot on and got everything correct, and you want to double check. You'd like to invite me over and say, Rick, can you come over to my house? I think I've got it right. Can you look over my code and tell me if this is ready for prime time? I say, sure. Why don't I just send over my lovely assistant, the TestDB? Now, if you expand databases, expand this DB tester, and notice this stored procedure called Lab 6.1 SelfChecker, which will check your score for Lab 6.1, open a new query window and type execute dbtester.dbo.lab61selfchecker and execute. Here it says, hey, you forgot to do your lab. No customers were found. Okay, now I went back to the old drawing board and entered all my code and entered it correctly, as you can almost see here. I execute, the table's been created, I'm going to close out of my script and look for this familiar checker that just moments ago said, "You didn't do your homework." Well, let me execute. Boom, I got a perfect 1,000 points. Let's say I would have got 900, not quite everything. It would have told me exactly what I've done and what I haven't done. Customer table was found, 100 points. It has a customer ID, customer type. Each of the individual items gets a score on the tester, and the perfect possible number of points is 1,000. If you see this when you run the DB tester dbo.lab61 self-checker, it means you did everything correctly. That's what Lab 6.1 Inserting Data is all about. Next item, Lab 6.2 Updating Data.